This chapter, uh, uh, Science chapter 1.1, why this is important, you'll find a different directional term. The cephalic is called the head. You can cephalo means head. The cranial is the skull. So these synonyms are very important. For example, cervical means the neck. So cervical means the neck. The brachial is the arm. Antecubital means front of elbow. Antebrachial means the forearm. So these are very important. And you can see the palmar means the palm. Now, another very important point you'll find sometimes it comes to the exams. This is the manual. The manual means the hand, and you can see the pedal. Where is the pedal? This pedal means the foot. So the manual is hand and the pedal is the foot. And the other important in the posterior view, you can see the posterior view. The popliteal means the back of the knee. Then sural means the calf. The plantar means the sole, and calcaneal means the heel. I'll overview all those anatomical regions and today and when I make a review. So this slide is very important, and please try to review all the important body regions, anterior and posterior. Okay, so the anatomical plane that we discussed on Monday. So this is again very important, and this anatomical plane is used in diagnostic imaging and as far as surgical process. I'll not go over in details, just I'll let you know the coronal or frontal plane, divide the body, anterior and posterior. Anterior means front and posterior means back. And the sagittal plane divide the body medial, the right and left half, and the transverse plane dividing the body superior and inferior. So this is anatomical plane, which is also important for this exam. Now, I discussed these slides and abdominopelvic regions. This is again very important. And abdominopelvic regions is divided into 9 regions. You can see the umbilical, superior to umbilical is epigastric, and inferior to umbilical is hypogastric. So superior means above, inferior means below. So the anatomical relationship are very important. So that we discussed on Monday. And the body cavities with the distribution of organs. So you can see the ventral cavities means the anterior, ventral means anterior cavity, and the dorsal means posterior cavities. And the different organs and its locations we discussed on the Monday. So this slide also important, and you have to know the organizations of the organ systems. Just a quick questions. Can you please name some organs that are within pelvic cavity? Any of you can unmute. Name the organs.
For female, ovaries, fallopian,
Good,
salivary.
good, very good. Females, ovaries, then fallopian tube, a uterus in non-pregnant women, uterus, good, and even the vagina. And in common male and female, urinary bladder. So urinary bladder. So this is also in pelvic cavity. Name one organs within abdominal cavity. What are the organs in the abdominal cavity?
Stomach, kidneys,
Stomach,
Correct.
kidney,
Stomach,
pancreas,
kidney,
gall,
liver, gallbladder. You know then
the
large
intestine, large intestine,
intestine.
small intestine.
Correct. Now I'm asking a questions. Can you specify the location of rectum? Which cavity the rectum belongs to?
In the
pelvic cavity,
Rectum. This is the part of the digestive system organ. If you complete the bio 110 and 210, you'll learn the rectum is located in the pelvic cavity. Pelvic cavity is the last segment of the digestive system, called the rectum. Okay, good. Okay. Now the chapter 2.1, that is the science chapter 2.1, where you will learn the overview of body structure and requirements for life and the cells. So the learning objectives for this chapter, you will able to define the major structural levels of organizations in human body. You will identify the components of a composite cell, and you'll able to describe and functions of cell components, and then the cell division, mitosis, and the meiosis. So the levels of organizations, the human body is organized from a small subunit to the larger subunit. If you can see here, the many atoms, they're organized to from molecule. You can see the organizations. The molecules is a combination of one or two or more atoms, and many molecules organized to form the macromolecules. So in the human body consists of different types of macromolecules like carbohydrate, proteins, lipids, and nucleic acids. These are macromolecules. Macro means, what is macro? Macro means
Large.
many
Small.
or large.
Small.
Large. So the many macromolecules organized to form the cell. So what is cell? How can you define cell? It is structural, and functional unit. I think I gave the handout on a Wednesday. You'll find the definition: a structural and functional unit of living organisms, group of similar cells with a common function to form tissue. So what are the different types of tissues? What are the different types of tissues?
Connective.
Connective
Co-
tissues.
Connective,
Tissue.
connective tissue,
Epithelial.
epithelial tissue, good.
And nervous.
Epithelial, nervous tissue,
Oh,
and muscle,
muscle.
muscle tissue, and the nervous tissue.
Hmm.
Good. Now, give an example. Can you give an example of connective tissue? Any of you? Example of connective tissue.
Um, fluid connective tissue would be blood.
Correct.
Blood.
The blood. Absolutely correct. Blood is the fluid connective tissue. Any others? The bone is the connective tissue. Bone. Cartilage is the connective tissue.
So
So exam.
is a
Yes.
tendon a connective tissue?
Yes, the tendon is the connective tissue. Ligament is the connective tissue. Tendon means is a dense, regular connective tissue. Ligament is the connective tissue. So examples are important. These are connective tissue. So what are the different types of muscle tissue? What are the
Skeletal.
different
We
types?
have skeletal.
Skeletal muscles, smooth muscles, and
Car-
cardiac muscles.
Cardiac
Cardiac,
muscles.
yes, smooth muscles, skeletal muscles, and the cardiac muscles. Good. Now, two are different types of tissue to form organ.
Organ.
Organ. So, like heart is an organ, kidney is an organ. Now the questions. What about skin? Is it tissue or organ? Skin?
It's the largest organ.
It's
Correct.
the
So it's
largest organs in your
correct.
body.
Absolutely correct. So the tissue is the largest organ in our body. Good. So two or more organs with a specific function to form organ system, like cardiovascular system, nervous system, digestive system. So many systems to form the organisms like human. So you can see the level of organization from a small subunit to the large subunit. Now, the component of composite cells. A composite cells is three major components. The nucleus, you can see here the nucleus, which is centrally located, and the nucleus contains the genetic materials. What are the genetic materials?
RNA, DNA.
DNA and RNA.
RNA.
So the genetic materials, and it's surrounded by a nuclear envelope. You can see the nuclear envelope, which is the coverings. And this nuclear envelope separate the nucleus from cytoplasm. This is the cytoplasm and this is the nucleus. So this is the nuclear envelope surrounds the nucleus. So the next component is the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is the cell substance. You can see here, this is the cytoplasm. And the cytoplasm consists of organelles. Cytoplasm contains cytosol. So what is cytosol? Cytosol, also called ICF. Do you know what is ICF?
Intracellular fluid.
Absolutely correct. Intracellular fluid. So the liquid inside the cell. So the cytoplasm consists of organelles. We'll learn details in later. Cytoplasm consist of the cytosols, that is intracellular fluid, and cytoskeleton. These are protein filament. Cytoskeleton. And finally, the cell membrane is the boundary of the cell. You can see this is the cell membrane, and the cell membrane also called the plasma membrane, which is the cell membrane separate the cells from external environment, and the cell membrane composed of phospholipid bilayer. Please note this is very, very important questions from cell membrane with the composition is a phospholipid
Binary.
bilayer. Bi means two.
Two.
Phospholipid bilayer.
Layer.
Bi means two, and also composed of proteins,
And lipid.
good, cholesterol, and some glycoproteins and glycolipids. So these are the composition of cell membrane. So a composite cells has three parts: nucleus, cytoplasm, and the cell membrane. Okay, now the organelle, these are the molecular machineries within the cell and perform the important function. I'll not go over cell membrane and cytoplasm, already mentioned, but the Golgi apparatus, also called the Golgi apparatus or Golgi body, both are correct. So in exam, if you can find the Golgi apparatus or Golgi body, both are same. So the Golgi apparatus is the process the proteins and lipid molecules and also helps in, can you remember other function?
That's for the stomach. The
Packaging.
Material.
Yes, the packaging the materials. So this is Golgi apparatus. Then the lysosomes that aids in digestion and recycling of old cellular materials and also destroy the virus and bacteria. This lysosome secretes certain enzymes that kills viruses and bacteria. The mitochondria is the powerhouse and that generate the cellular energy in the form of ATP. Can you see the small projection? This is the mitochondria. This structure, can you name the structure? I leveled. Name these structures.
Which one is that there? Oh, that is the cristae.
Yes, correct. Good, absolutely correct. The cristae of mitochondria. Let me write here. So the cristae of mitochondria. This is important. This is the leveling. This is structure. And the nucleus the nucleus that carry genetic information, and within the nucleus, if you can see the important structure, the nucleolus. This is inside the nucleus that assembles RNA and protein into ribosome. Okay, so this is nucleus, and this structure also important. Inside the nucleus is the nucleolus. Please listen carefully. The spelling, the nucleus and the nucleolus, two different structures. So nucleolus locate within the nucleus, and that assembles RNA and ribosome. So this is the structures inside the nucleus. Now the rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The difference between rough and smooth endoplasmic reticulum is important. Rough endoplasmic reticulum contains ribosome and helps in protein synthesis, and smooth endoplasmic reticulum does not contain ribosome, no ribosomes, and helps in lipid synthesis. So the important difference between rough and smooth endoplasmic reticulum is important. In the vacuole, this is the space, and that vacuole presents in the cells, but the vacuoles are very large in the plant cells. Remember, the vacuoles large in the plant. If you can examine the plant cells, these vacuoles are very large, and the vacuoles serve as storage for a variety of elements such as water, toxins, and carbohydrate. The ribosomes of important function, it synthesizes protein. Just to keep to remember this function. The functions of ribosome synthesizes protein. So the chapter S2.4, this chapter also you learn about the cell division. What are the types of cell division?
Mitosis.
Mitosis,
Meiosis.
yes, and meiosis, two different types. Meiosis. So the difference between mitosis and meiosis is important. In mitosis, that cell duplicates, and importance of mitosis for tissue growth and repairing process. Tissue growth and repairing process. Now you can see the phases of mitosis. The first interphase. The interphase is in before the start the mitosis. The interphase is divided into three sub. If I draw the cell cycle, this is mitosis, and this phase is called interphase. Interphase. Can you remember what are the subdivisions of interphase? Three subdivision. The G1 phase, S phase, and G2. So the G means the growth phase. So this allow the cellular growth. This is G2. And S, what is the importance of S phase? S means synthesis of DNA. What is the importance of S phase? Synthesis of DNA. That means DNA replication. S means synthesis. Synthesis of DNA. That is DNA replication. So this is the interphase. Now, once cell complete the DNA replication and then start the mitosis. Now you can see the mitosis. The first phase is the prophase and forming the chromosome. These are the chromosome. You can see the chromosome. And then the metaphase. In the metaphase, unique features. The chromosomes in the midline. Can you see all the chromosomes align into the midline? Please see. All the chromosomes align into the midline. And then the anaphase, chromatids separate and to migrate to opposite pole, separation of chromatid. And the telophase, two identical cells is produced. So what is the end product of mitosis? What is the final product of mitosis? To produce how many cells?
Two daughter cells.
Two daughter cells. So one cell divide to produce two daughter cells. If consider the chromosome number. Initially, the chromosome number was set 46. So at the end of the mitosis, the chromosome number remain unchanged. Each cells have 46. So the chromosome number remain unchanged. So that is then mitosis. So the mitosis takes place all somatic cells. The mitosis common in all somatic cell. You know what is somatic? Can you remember this? Somatic means
As a cell division, you produce those
w-
two daughter cell.
No, it's the
somato,
body.
body. Somato means body. So all the body cells, somatic cells. For example, the mitosis takes place in the skin. Mitosis takes place in the liver, kidney. So all the somatic cells in our body. Now, the meiosis. The meiosis is a special type of cell division, and it's producing 4 gametes. The gametes are sex cells. So what are the sex cells? Male and female. The male sex cells are for the male
Ovaries,
sex. No, for the male it is sperm,
Oh,
The
that's
sperm.
sperm and
and
egg.
the
Sperm.
female, yes,
Yeah.
female is the egg or ovum or egg, or also we call oocytes, right?
yes.
You should know all the synonyms because in exams it could be the ovum. Possibly you'll find the ovum or egg, but sometimes it could be the oocytes. Now the meiosis, there are 2 successive cell division. The first cell division, you can see the meiosis 1, and the second is meiosis 2.
Two.
So the 2 successive cell division, and after interphase, the prophase 1 is very important phases. Initially, the chromosome number is 46. In the human cells, the chromosome number is 46. You know, how can we discuss this chromosome number? 46 or how many pairs?
It's two.
23 pairs. 23 pairs. Because 23 chromosome we obtained from our father and 23 from mother.
From
So
mother.
therefore, there are 46 chromosomes or 23 pairs of chromosome. Now in prophase 1, then the metaphase 1 chromosomes align into the midline. You can see the midline, and still the chromosome number is 46. And anaphase 1, you can see the chromosomes separate and migrate to the opposite pole. Chromosome number remain 46. And in the telophase, you can see the 2 daughter cells are produced. Chromosome number is 23. You can see the chromosome number becomes half. So in the meiosis, chromosome number is reduced, then in it becomes half. Now in meiosis 2, you can see the metaphase 2. Again, the chromosome number is 23. This number representing the number of chromosome. Then the anaphase 2 chromosome number remain 23 and number 23, and the telophase 2 is produces 4 cells that have chromosome number 23. So what is the end product of meiosis? What is the final product of meiosis? Produces how many cells?
Four.
4 cells, number 1. And what about the chromosome number? Chromosome number is half.
46.
Half. That
So
is
23.
23. Yes, 23.
23.
Initially it was 46, but after complete the meiosis, it remained half, 23. But in the mitosis, the chromosome number remain same, that is 46. Because, you know, the meiosis produce sperm and what is the sperm and ovum?
Yes.
Sperm and ovum. So now you can see the sperm. Let me draw the sperm. This is an sperm. What is the chromosome number? 23.
23.
And let's see the X chromosome number is 23.
23.
Now, when the sperm meet with the egg, do you know the name of the process?
Fertilization.
Yes, the fertilization. So after fertilization, it become only one cells. So now can you count the number of chromosome in these cells? 23 from the sperm, 23 from the egg. Now it
So it will
becomes
be
46. And this gives rise to the whole embryo and the fetus. That's why the meiosis reduce the number of chromosomes from 46 to 23. So the difference between meiosis and mitosis, the meiosis takes place in the germ cells and mitosis take place in somatic cells. Somatic cells means the body cells. Meiosis produce a sperm and ova for reproduction. Mitosis occurs because of new cells needed for tissue growth or repairing process. In meiosis, the chromosomes number is reduced from diploid to haploid. Diploid means double or bi, double, like 46 chromosome. Diploid to haploid. Haploid means half. So that means the chromosome changed to 23. So diploid to haploid. But the chromosomes number remains constant, that is diploid at the end of mitosis. Meiosis produce 4 daughter cells and mitosis produce how many daughter cells? 2.
2.
2.
2 daughter cells. And the meiosis are genetically not identical and mitosis is genetically identical to original.
Identical.
So this is the difference between meiosis and mitosis. Okay, now let's you can open some questions that I uploaded. Where are the questions? This one. Okay, let me open it again. Okay. So this is the new set of questions. I think we didn't discuss these questions on the class. So let's try to answer all the questions. Okay. The first. Okay. So what's another name of anterior?
Dorsal? Ventral. Ventral.
Ventral.
Good.
V.
Anterior
Ventral.
means the ventral. Okay, good. The word
Dorsal is
anterior
dorsal.
means, now
A.
can you define? Yes, a or toward the front of the body.
Toward the front of
Toward
the
the front
body.
of the body. Uh, the wrist is distal to the elbow. True or false?
Is that true?
False.
Yes.
It's false.
It's true.
Is
Yeah.
it
The
true?
wrist.
It's true.
Distal means away. You can see the wrist is away from the
My
elbow. That is the
wrist.
truth. Is
My
away
wrist is
from
away
the
from
elbow.
the elbow.
Yeah,
Is
distal
it
is
true?
away from.
Yes, distal means away. Okay. What's another word for superior?
Cranial. D.
Cranial, correct.
No.
Cranial. Cranial means actually a skull. So skull
The
is
skull
located
or
within the
head.
superior. So the another word for superior, we can explain like cranial. Good. The skin is
The skin
It's the skin is
I would say D.
proximal.
Superior.
no
Superficial.
superficial.
Is it
So
superficial?
superficial. Superficial means any organs close to the body surface.
Oh, that's
So so superficial to the skeletal bones. The heart is
I think C or A. C. I'm gonna say C.
Okay. Heart,
Heart is the medial of the shoulder.
yes, correct, medial.
Yeah,
Heart
medium.
is the medial to the shoulder. Medial means the midline, towards the midline. Good.
Yes.
Uh, the elbow is between the wrist and shoulder.
Let me
A?
see my elbow.
Intermediate.
You
Is
think
it
the
A?
location. You first feel the location.
Elbow
Medial.
is
Medial.
Medial.
No,
Between
medium. No, if you
no,
can.
Intermediate.
it's between.
shoulder.
C.
Intermediate. B.
Intermediate.
B.
Please remember,
Intermediate.
the medial means towards the midline. Lateral means away from the midline.
Well,
So
that's
this
why
is
medial,
yes.
because
Now
elbow is in
yes,
the middle.
Elbow is between
yes.
the wrist and the
It's
shoulder.
between.
So it is intermediate.
Intermediate. Okay.
Uh, what is the term for the back side or back in anatomical position?
Posterior.
Posterior.
Posterior,
Posterior.
because your back is your posterior.
Yes. Anterior means front.
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 Ventral means front. And the caudal means towards the tail. Caudal means tail. So posterior means the back. Good. The radius is
Distal?
Let me
yes.
see.
The radius is distal to the humerus.
To the
Distal means
humerus,
away.
upper arm bone.
You know, the radius is the forearm bone and the humerus is the arm. So the radius is distal to the humerus. The arm is
The
Proximal to the end.
yes,
Is it distal?
proximal. Proximal.
Proximal to the end.
Yes, correct. Proximal means close. So arm is proximal to the hand. Proximal means near and distal is away.
Oh no.
toward the head.
The anatomical term which best describe the structure toward the head.
What's going on? What do you want?
Superior?
Superior.
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 Superior means
Is
I
toward
don't
the
have
head.
Verizon. I don't have nothing to do with Verizon.
Yes. The armpit or axilla is
superior. Superior.
superior to the hip. Superior to the
It's
hip.
superior to the hip.
Yes, superior means
Because
above
it's
to the
up.
hip.
It's above
Yep.
the hip.
Above.
Yeah, that's what is superior.
Superior. Good. Which of the following best describes the location of the chest?
Let me see. Superior to the vertebral.
Anterior to the vertebral column.
Superior to the vertebral column.
Anterior to the
Anterior to the vertebral
Vertebral
column.
the
Okay.
front to the vertebral column. So
Is
this
the
is the
front.
location of the chest. Which plane divides the body into left and right sides?
Oh, sagittal.
Sagittal.
Sagittal. Remember, the coronal is divide the body anterior and posterior. Coronal and frontal means same meaning. And the transverse divide the body superior and inferior. So you can see this here. We learned on the Monday here. Where is the superior? Yeah, the coronal or frontal divide the body anterior and posterior. The transverse superior and inferior, and sagittal right and left. Good. Which of the following is found in the head region?
The pituitary gland.
Yes.
The pituitary gland.
Good. Now you can see. Can you specify the location of adrenal gland?
The adrenal gland is
adrenal cortex.
So
Adrenal cortex
location.
in the kidney.
Which area? This is the pituitary gland into the head. adrenal gland into abdomen, abdominal cavity.
Abdomen. Okay.
And what about prostate?
It's around your
The prostate is
Pelvic.
pelvic
ventricle,
In the pelvic cavity,
the pelvic
pelvic
cavities,
cavity.
in the
And
male.
yes,
and the
pancreas.
pancreas is in your stomach,
Digestive system.
your digestive
Yes,
system, your stomach,
which area, which regions?
Abdominal cavity.
Abdominal
abdominal
cavity,
cavity,
abdominal
your
cavity,
stomach.
correct. Good. Which of the following is not found in the neck?
The hypothalamus.
Hypothalamus.
Yes, hypothalamus. It presents into the
head.
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 Good. In which regions can the popliteal fossa be found?
Lower extremities.
Lower extremities.
Yes, lower
The lower
extremities.
extremities.
Because I mentioned earlier, you can see this image is very important. Popliteal, you can see the popliteal means back of the knee. So this is the lower extremity. Good. Which cavity contains the ovaries?
Pelvic cavity.
The pelvic,
Pelvic.
Cavity, correct. Pelvic cavity. The thoracic cavity contains the heart, lungs,
And the lung.
and the esophagus. Esophagus is the digestive part organ,
is
and also
is-
the large blood vessels
abdominal.
like aorta. Aorta presents within the thoracic cavity, and the thymus gland. And the abdominal cavity, liver, kidney, stomach, small intestine, gallbladder. And in the dorsal cavity, what are the organs into the dorsal cavity? Dorsal means back. There are two important organs.
The vertebral.
Your organs,
column?
kidneys,
Yes. The two important organs. One is the brain and spinal cord.
Oh, okay.
The
Brain.
dorsal cavity, brain and spinal cord.
Mhm.
Okay. Which of the following is not present in the abdominal cavity?
Oh, the rectum.
Which one?
abdominal cavity,
Rectum.
Not.
the
Yes,
rectum,
rectum. It presents
all
into
the
the
way down.
pelvic cavity.
Which of
Good.
the following is present in the thoracic
Which of the
cavity?
following is present in the thoracic cavity?
Esophagus.
Esophagus, correct. Now, the
Esophagus.
kidney presents in the abdominal cavity.
The cavity.
What about cerebellum?
In the
The dorsal.
Yes, dorsal cavity, that is in the cranial cavity. And the
Head.
gallbladder?
in the
Gallbladder
stomach, abdominal.
in the
Abdominal
abdominal cavity.
wall,
Abdominal cavity.
Cavity.
Okay. And the lungs are to the diaphragm.
Superior.
the lower lungs is
Superior.
Correct. Superior to
superior.
the diaphragm. Superior to the
tibia.
diaphragm. The tibia. Tibia also called. Do you know the other name of tibia?
Peroni,
Tibia is the shin bone. Shin
Shin
bone.
bone.
Okay.
So and the femur is the thigh bone. So the tibia is
lateral.
no.
distal.
Lateral. Oh, medial.
Distal
no.
to the
It's proximal.
distal.
distal.
It is distal to the femur.
Yes, because yes, you can see here. Can you see the femur? This is the femur, and this is the tibia. So tibia is away from the femur. Is it clear? The tibia is away from the femur.
Oh,
so that's
a tricky one. That is a tricky one.
this is the distal to the femur. Which of the following is the most proximal bone of the upper limb?
Most proximal. The humerus.
Humerus.
The humerus.
Yes,
It's from your leg.
Yes.
From your
Yes.
legs.
Yes. Only the bone into the upper limb is the humerus. Good. The radius and ulna into the forearm, and the carpal means wrist.
Wrist.
which of the following lies anterior to the rib cage?
Isn't it the breast?
Breast,
Correct.
lungs.
Correct.
The breast.
Or breast
and
is lying
Anterior. You can see anterior means front. And if the
Front.
questions is a posterior
the
to the
rib
rib
cage.
cage,
Which
then
one is
Would be
lungs.
the
Then
lung.
lungs.
That is
If the
breast.
posterior, then it could be lungs, and anterior, it could be the
Would
breast.
be breast.
Is it clear?
Yes.
Is it clear the question?
Yeah.
Okay. In which organ will meiosis occur for the human female?
Ovary.
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 In the
So
ovaries.
ovary. So and the male is the testis.
Testes.
So for the male, it is in the testis, and in the female, in the ovary.
Ovaries.
And what type of cell division in the liver and pancreas?
Yeah.
In the mitosis.
Oh, mitosis.
Mitosis. Most of the cell divisions are mitosis.
In the organ.
Yeah. So if you can know the meiosis only produces sperm and egg, and the rest of the cell divisions are mitosis.
Okay, mitosis. Okay. That's good.
Which of the following statement is not correct about meiosis?
Meiosis requires
The
two
four daughter cell have the same number of chromosomes as a parent cell.
No.
Yes. There are 5 options: A, B, C, D, E.
Oh, so D. I say D.
Okay, if you read the D, the 4 daughter cells have 1 of each pair of chromosome. That is haploid. So D is correct.
Oh, D is correct. Okay.
Okay, let's start the A. Meiosis involves
A.
duplication of chromosomes.
One
One
duplication.
duplication of chromosomes. Meiosis requires 2 divisions. Yes, is correct. The 4 daughter cells is correct. 4 daughter cells have 1 of each pair of chromosome is correct. The 4 daughter cells have the same number of chromosomes. This is incorrect. Same number of chromosomes is incorrect because the meiosis reduce the number of chromosomes. That is 46 reduced into 23.
23.
Yes, that's the right one.
Okay.
During which phase of a mitosis do the chromosomes line up along the midline?
Metaphase.
Metaphase. Yes, the metaphase. You can see here the I think we discussed here. Look, in the metaphase, chromosomes align into the midline. You can see the metaphase. This is the metaphase chromosome align into the midline. Good. Unlike mitosis, meiosis results in the formation of
4 haploid cells.
yes, 4 haploid cells. Haploid means chromosome number is become half. Haploid is then chromosome number is half.
And there are 2 of each.
Cytosol.
Yes. The liquid found inside the cell is called?
Is a cytosol?
Correct.
Cytosol?
It is cytosol. Correct. Cytosol. Cytosol is intracellular fluid. That means liquid inside the cell. Good. This structure called powerhouse of the cell because it generates cells and not mitochondria.
The mitochondria.
Correct. Absolutely correct. What is the functions of ribosome?
Synthesis.
Synthesis protein. Protein synthesis.
Protein.
What is ATP?
Energy.
Energy molecules. Energy molecules. Cellular energy. And what are the types of endoplasmic reticulum?
RNA and DNA.
No, there are 2 types. One contain ribosome and another does not ribosome. What are the rough endoplasmic reticulum and
The smooth one.
rough and smooth?
The smooth. Yeah.
You can see here. if you can recall this, the rough endoplasmic reticulum contains ribosome, and the smooth endoplasmic reticulum does not contain ribosome. So two types. Okay, good. So this area of the cell surrounds the nucleus and regulates the passage of substance to and from the nucleus.
Nuclear envelope.
Yes, nuclear envelope. So the nuclear envelope that surrounds the nucleus and which through which substance it passes to and from the nucleus. The plasma membrane does not contain
The cholesterol,
Nucleic acid. Nucleic acid.
the
nucleic
cholesterol,
acid. No,
Nucleic
nucleic acid.
Nucleic acid.
Nucleic acid. Plasma membrane contain cholesterol. I think I explained this. Let me show. The plasma membrane contain phospholipid, bilayer, protein, cholesterol, glycolipids. So, and the nucleic acid presents within the DNA. Yeah, I mean nucleus. You can see the nucleus contains the DNA and RNA. So the correct answer is nucleic acid, and the nucleic acid presents within the DNA. Clear?
Clear.
So what are the types of nucleic acid? What are the types of nucleic acid? What are the types of?
RNA and DNA.
Okay, yep, correct. There are two types. Let me write here. The DNA,
and
DNA deoxy, deoxyribonucleic acid. That is RNA and DNA, sorry, and RNA means ribonucleic
nucleus,
acid. So there are two nucleic acid. One is the DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, and RNA is the ribonucleic acid. Okay, good. Which of the following is not the function of the cell membrane?
To synthesize proteins.
Yes, synthesized protein. It's not the function of the cell membrane. Which structure synthesized protein?
synthesized protein is
ribosome.
Ribosome, correct. Good.
Ribosome.
Ribosome. The ribosome synthesized protein. Good. Which organelle is responsible for synthesis of lipids within the cells?
The Golgi apparatus.
synthesis of lipid,
Yes.
the mitochondria,
Mitochondria, the energy, produce ATP, energy.
the nucleus,
Nucleus is contain DNA and RNA.
The Golgi apparatus.
No, Golgi apparatus
the
packaging.
the smooth endoplasmic
Smooth endoplasmic
reticulum.
synthesis the lipids. Golgi apparatus packaging and transport the materials. Mitochondria produce ATP, that is cellular energy. Nucleus contains the DNA. Good. Which of the following organelle is responsible for protein synthesis?
Oh, ribosomes.
Ribosomes.
The
Good.
ribosome.
Okay, good. The axillary, brachial, antecubital, antebrachial, popliteal, and sural subregions all are associated with upper limbs. True or
No,
false?
false. Popliteal.
Okay, false. Can you explain why?
It's false.
Popliteal is the knee.
Yes, popliteal means back of the knee. And what about sural?
Oh, sural is
The middle,
no, isn't
Is the
it the
calf.
shin or the calf? Yeah.
Is the calf. Correct. You can see here the sural. Where is the sural? Here. Can you see the sural? Then the calf. Popliteal in the back of the knee. Okay. I think. So, any questions, please?
Oh, these are great questions. Thank you, doctor.